Welcome to the United Uncle. Hopefully, I found you well. This is a podcast where passion meets the real talk. I'm your host, Courage, or Uncle. Some might call me Uncle. Today, we're going to talk about Manchester United perfect pre-season. What it means to have a perfect pre-season. We're going to talk about the objectives. We're going to talk about acting quick. We're going to talk about the youth, and we're going to talk about the fixtures of the preseason. Just give me a bit of a time. If Manchester United are serious about challenging for the Premier League next season, about winning trophies next season, they need to act quick. First of all, they need to set objectives about what do they want to achieve. What's the end goal about Manchester United? We've seen they've set the objective that by the end of the season of 2027, Manchester United should be able to win the Premier League. But it starts now. It starts by planning now. Are we gonna be going with the youth only? Are we going to be blending the youth with the senior players? Who are we selling? Who are we getting rid of? What is the end goal? After finishing the preseason, what will be a perfect preseason that if they're able to mark, they're able to be given a book and mark, they're going to say we've managed to achieve this. So, they need to identify those things quickly. Then, when I talk about acting quick, we've seen most pre-seasons, we go with a bunch of youth players and we go with the players who are not going to play in the next season. Who we are willing to sell. I know it's an opportunity to market other players, but this season, it needs to change. We went with Jordan Sancho, knowing very well that Sancho is going. Sancho even attended our first matches. He even played in our charity shield, which we lost on penalties. Sancho even played, knowing very well that Sancho is going on loan. We had players like Victor Lindelof, which we wanted to sell, but we couldn't sell them. So, for this time, we've got the board and the management, which is, they call themselves the best in class. Omar, the CEO, Jason, who's the technical director of the team, and we've got Vavel, who's the head of recruitment. We've got Bradford on the side. We also have got Say Jim, who's very active when it comes to what's happening at Manchester United. You might like him, or some might hate him. He's very active. So, what I would say, when you go to preseason, all the players who are going, which we don't want as Manchester United, all the players who are on loan, which we are not willing to use, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, all those guys, Malacia, they don't need to be there on the preseason. It's rather they stay in Carrington. If we don't find buyers, it's rather they stay back at Carrington. They should fill the new training facilities than to take them on the preseason. Then the next thing, we don't need a bunch of youth players. I know it's exposure and what. The ones which we feel they've got a potential of playing for Manchester United, they're the only ones we need to go on the preseason. And those ones which we think we might sell or loan out, we don't need to have a group of players which we don't know. Are they going to play or are they going? Then the most important factor is new signings. We need to have, if you're going to buy 5 players, or you're going to buy 6, or you're going to buy 4, we need to have at least 90% of the players which we want to buy. They need to be on the pre-season. That's the only way the coach can have a good start. This thing that you go with the players which you are not going to play, it doesn't make sense. Look at teams like Arsenal. They always go with the right players. They have the youth and stuff, but they always have the right players at the preseason. When the preseason started, it was mainly for fitness, for team building, for morale building, to see where you're lacking. But now we've seen that the preseason has become more of a commercial thing. It's about making money, selling tickets, selling merchandise, selling the new jersey, than to train the players themselves. So if Manchester United are serious for next season, we're only left with 5 matches. Maybe when you see this, we'll be left with 4 matches, whatever. The season is done. We need to be planning about the next season. The next season is in August. Now we're in April, May, June, July, which is about 4 months from now. But still, if the board and management of Manchester United, they want to have a perfect season or a near perfect, they need to plan early. And if funny, they want to get rid of the coach, they should do it fast again. But me, I'm Ruben Amorim all the way. So we need to have to roll up our sleeves and to get the ball rolling. We don't need these last day signings that you sign someone in August, the last day of the transfer window, like 31st of August, you sign someone there. We don't want something like that. We want things quick. We want to start the season with fire. Next season we need to change. We can't have a season like this one. And we need to buy the right players. Our team is screaming of attacking players. So they need to get those attacking players. We need to start to work. I don't know, guys, what to say about. Just drop a comment. What do you think is the perfect season for pre-season for Manchester United? What will make Manchester United be a big team again? This is your United Uncle. I thank you.